to 6 and 6, where we cover 6 stories from around the world in 6 minutes or less. With that said, start your timer. We begin today in South America, where Argentina is in advanced negotiations with China for a $20 billion financial swap line agreement aimed at stabilizing its struggling economy ahead of the midterm elections. The deal would provide crucial economic support during a period of high inflation and depleted foreign reserves. By securing this agreement, Argentina seeks to reduce its liability in some of the different trade agreements that are happening between them and the United States. Sorry, I said China at the beginning, I meant the United States. The quote from Reuters reads, "We are in advanced discussions and hope to conclude before the midterms elections," a government source told Reuters. Both countries see this as not just as a financial mechanism, but also a pathway to deepen bilateral ties and enhanced trade, the official said, highlighting the strategic importance of the agreement. Next, we travel across the Atlantic to Africa, where Army Colonel Danira, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, sir, is poised to become Madagascar's new president, marking a significant political transition that highlights the military's increasing influence in the national governance. This development signals potential shifts in the country's political landscape and raises questions about the democratic processes. The swearing-in represents another chapter in Madagascar's history of political instability in military involvement and leadership roles. From Reuters, quote, "The transition of power brings both hope and uncertainty for Madagascar citizens. While some anticipate potential stability under military leadership, others remain cautious about the implications for democratic institutions," end quote. Next, we come back across the Atlantic to Mexico, where authorities have discovered 60 bodies in a clandestine grave in Tamaulipas, a northern border state notorious for drug cartel violence. Forensic experts and state officials are currently working to identify the victims, highlighting the persistent challenges of organized crime and disappearances in the region. Local and federal authorities remain committed to investigating these sites and bringing the responsible parties to justice. From Reuters, quote, "The discovery of these bodies underscored the persistent and brutal presence of organized crime in Tamaulipas. According to official data, thousands of people remain unaccounted for across the country, with Tamaulipas being one of the worst affected regions," end quote. Next, we travel across the world to Pakistan, who has conducted an airstrike in Kandahar, Afghanistan, targeting militant groups believed to be responsible for cross-border attacks. This military action reflects escalating tensions between the two countries and ongoing security challenges in the region. The strike comes after repeated cross-border attacks on Pakistani military posts in civilian areas. From Reuters, quote, "Our patience cannot be indefinitely tested," a Pakistani defense official stated, highlighting the severe security concerns that prompted the military action. Afghan officials criticized the strike, calling them violations of sovereignty and urging dialogue instead of force, end quote. Next, we travel south to Australia, where the National Reserve Bank is observing signs of financial conditions loosening after a series of interest rate hikes. Deputy Governor Michelle Bullock highlighted the impact of global bond yields and inspiring fixed-rate mortgages on the economic landscape. The central bank remains focused on mitigating inflation while avoiding a recession. From Reuters, quote, "In recent months, we have been carefully monitoring how global and domestic forces are playing a crucial role in shaping the financial environment in Australia. We are particularly focused on understanding the ramifications of higher global bond yields and the winding down of long-term domestic mortgages," end quote. France's highest administrative court, if we finish up here in Europe today, the Cassette d'Ant, sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, the Cassette d'Ant, has rejected a legal challenge from Marine Le Pen's national rally regarding electoral rules. The court maintained the current regulations on campaign financing and public fund allocation, which represents a significant setback for the party's electoral strategy. The ruling affirms existing legislative frameworks designed to ensure transparency and fairness in the political process. From Reuters, quote, "The court's decision reflects a broader discussion on how to balance fair electoral competition with the necessity of maintaining a stable and well-regulated political system." The National Rally had argued that, quote, "The existing rules unfairly disadvantage smaller parties and hinder their ability to secure financial resources from public funding," end quote. And if you want to read any of today's articles, all of them will be linked in the description below that like and subscribe button. Also down there, you can find the podcast on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Podvine, as well as, I was about to say something else, but no, actually we're on Apple Podcasts now. So you can find us there. You can add us to your daily routine. With that said, if you want to come back to these episodes, the links to the YouTube videos will always be posted at the Twitter handle at Your Daily Flip on Tuesday and Thursday for these shows, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday for our US-based local podcast. So, with all that said, there's only one more thing to say. Stay safe, don't die,